I want to welcome everyone here today. Members of the City Council and some other members may be joining us. Thank all the department heads, the finance staff, commissioner, deputy commissioner for time and effort that's gone into putting together this proposed budget. Look forward to working with the City Council over the next 4 weeks to craft a package that will continue the progress and build the long-term value in this community. Proposing a budget that has a overall increase of 1.97%. Again, from 2012 going to 2013, we had a slight decrease, just some operating cost general pressure that's going up. Looking at the tax levy to increase 1.1%. That translated the tax rate going up to 2.2%. That's due to the decline in overall assessed value in the community. This budget proposes slight reduction in the overall staffing in the city, dropping 5 positions down to 572 slots. We're going to assume a 13% uncollectible rate. It's a 2% improvement over this year. It's just a difficulty that we deal with, but it's the reality of the situation. It's moving in the right direction. It's not necessarily moving as fast as I would like, but we're all working on dealing with the problem properties and the individuals who don't pay. This would translate into a $30 property tax increase on the average home at $100,000. Additionally, also including a $18.50 increase in the tax or fee on the trash collection. That's partially due to, again, individuals who do not recycle. We can increase our recycling, it takes the pressure off the waste stream and reduces our overall cost. In this budget, we're going to assume $600,000 in revenue from sale of property. The city currently owns 174 houses. 71 are either currently listed for sale or have been approved for closing. And this really outlines the real problem the city deals with. We've got those 174 houses, but there are 551 properties that are part of our ongoing litigation with ATF, and there's 545 properties that are moving in the process where the city would foreclose on. That's just under 1,100 properties, the 174, it's 1,200 properties that are distressed. Those properties drive up our cost. They tie up our resources, and if you look at that, if you have a $1,000 swing on each house, it translates into excess of $1 million. So if we got the taxes that were owed, the reduced expenses with those properties, it has a potential of almost being a $10 million swing in this operating budget. So I'm proposing some small increases here to keep the playing field level, allow us to maintain the level of services that we provide in the city. But again, our focus has to continue to be on those individuals who own property who really shouldn't own property here. They drive up our expenses, they tie up our resources, and I just want that message to go out that I prefer they not be in this community. We're looking to use appropriate reserves equaling $3.2 million. It's 42,000 more than was appropriated in 2013. We have those reserves, again, because we have managed the revenue and expenses of the city well. I compliment the management staff, department heads that are here today. Even though we budget a number there, the challenge goes out that we don't have to use it. That we again continue to build the reserves, and we've done that in the last couple of years. Our employee benefits have increased approximately 4%, and this is largely driven by our retirement expenses. Now, the Comptroller's Office has reduced our rate slightly, but in the current budget, we assumed amortizing some of those expenses. At the end of last year, we had enough cash to make the payments, and we did not amortize the retirement expenses. We're again looking at amortizing part of those expenses, but the net effect is roughly a 4% increase. Healthcare costs, they're included approximately $165,000. The Affordable Care Act, which is an expense that the city has to pick up under the new regulatory environment. And as the city is continuing to negotiate with our collective bargaining agreements with our unions, looking to move everyone to one health plan, which again gives us more savings and cost effectiveness. And the city is moving to the point where we are all under a self-insured plan. So by better managing those expenses, it all shows up on the bottom line. Proposing approximately 3.7% increase in our debt service. This is as we move some of our bands to bonds. There's higher interest rates there, but that again is those bands have to be retired. It'll cause a slight increase, but it can give us that level debt service. And it also just supports permanently financing the city's short-term debt attributed to the 2009 bond anticipation notes. Big transfer that will occur this year. Quick summary on some of the departments. Again, we spend a lot of money in public safety, police and fire. Our police budget this year, we're proposing roughly a 2.2% increase, looking to reduce the overall staffing. That actually comes out of the line for crossing guards, that we need 28 positions to adequately staff the actual crossing positions. So I'm looking to have the council eliminate some of those in the budget. Looking to continue with the 2 part-time animal control officers that we added this year. And there's a net increase of 0.5 positions in dispatch. Even though we've losing 2.5 full-time staff, but gaining 3. And as we go to the consolidated dispatch facility with the county, hopefully at the end of the year, we're going to see some bottom line savings in that consolidation, and again, an improvement in terms of the overall delivery of service. Key points, looking to spend $150,000 to replace the video, the in-car video in the patrol cars. This current system's over 10 years old. This will produce annual savings roughly $18,500, maintenance costs and other related expenses. This will be a wireless system where now we manually take the storage media out, load it into servers and store it. This will allow the vehicles to transfer that video from the patrol cars to the servers in a wireless manner in a quicker fashion, so that the downtime on the patrol cars will be minimized. Also a key point here, going to move within existing funds, going to look to purchase 3 or 4 police cars. So we will not go out for borrowing on that. We will do it again within the existing budget and start to minimize our dependence on borrowing for some of those capital expenses. The fire budget, looking to increase roughly 4%. In addition, the assistant chief that was approved just last month, and that assumption, the council would continue the assistant chief, but we would drop one of the deputy chief's position, would not be backfilled. And then also Kevin Moore retired as Director of Communications, so that position would not be backfilled also as the Communications Center moves under county control. Firefighters contract had a negotiated 4% increase, and also looking for a $7,500 increase in the training budget just to address the training needs of our new recruits. Again, looking to purchase 2 vehicles in the fire department and to pay cash for them. This would replace Rescue 1 and Rescue 3 with 2 new vehicles. And again, reducing our dependence on borrowing and paying just out of the general operating fund. In the general fund summary, overall budget looking for an increase of 5.44%. Looking to add an additional position in codes, clerical support. Looking to remove 2 positions in the Parks Department, tree trimmer and an MEO, and then another MEO out of the Mechanical Services Division. The upward pressure on the budget, $350,000 increase in maintenance costs, $290,000 looking to do maintenance on our buildings and facilities within the city, and adding $60,000 toward assessment and ongoing maintenance contracts for some of the systems within city structures. Looking for a $150,000 increase in our waste motor vehicle equipment repair line. Again, we have older vehicles. Council to consider looking at purchasing some of those, but the vehicles are showing their age. We work them hard, do a lot of service, and again, just our maintenance costs are going up. Asking the council to consider putting in $100,000 for tree maintenance. We just have a number of trees throughout the city that are distressed, damaged, diseased in some manner, and we have to play catch up on it. We're really running behind with our city staff, and again, some of the staffing positions, we're just not going to be able to continue some of the things that we've done in the past. Also looking to work in conjunction with the city engineer and establish a relationship with Cornell University. They have a pavement management program. We've talked about this a number of years, and to refine our data collection and maintaining our road surfaces and related infrastructure in the city. Looking to bring in engineering intern during the summer for roughly 14 weeks, again to better assist our existing professional staff. Finance department, looking to add 2 positions. The overall budget would increase 2.56%. Continuing our additional staffing within our IT department, where we added 2 positions this year, and asking the council to staff a transition. Kathy Finch, who has served the city a long, distinguished career, going to retire, and looking to bring somebody in to work with her as we go through the transitional phase for all the things that she does. Again, looking to do that for roughly 3/4 of the year 2014. And again, continue the IT department where we're better able to manage information and the resources of the city. City clerk's budget goes up proposed 14.4%, and looking for consideration for doing a dog census, and where we're pushing the dog licensing and dealing with some of those problems where, again, you have individuals who probably just shouldn't have pets, but to get better control on that. That will also generate some revenue, and again, look forward to discussing that in some of the detailed budget hearings. Looking for $9,000 for software for management of the legislative process and related legislation and agenda generation for the city council. The sewer fund, looking to add one position, adding an additional electrician, looking to add $85,000 for our lateral program. The electrician will be budgeted at $53,700. Looking for rate increases that would translate to slightly under $1 million. This will allow us the creation of a $750,000 infrastructure budget, again, to pay on an ongoing basis as opposed to borrowing the money, where we're dealing now with consent orders with DEC, dealing with an old system that continually has breaks. It's, again, to try and better manage those problems and stay ahead of the curve. And this becomes, again, a key component in terms of economic development, not only in the city, but in our surrounding towns where we provide the wastewater treatment for not only the city of Schenectady, but adjacent communities. These rate increases would be for over 10,000 of a gallon for inside metered rates, and 4.3 over 10,000 $1 for outside the city. And looking for, on a single family base rate in the city, an increase of $19.51. The water fund, looking for $152,000 for a lateral program, and the overall budget would go up to 5.2%. It would increase our meter rates in approximately $374,000. That leads to the creation of a $550,000 infrastructure repair budget. So again, we're complementing that work that we're doing on the sewer fund. We would be doing similar things on the water fund. Looking for slight increases in our metered rates, again, in the city, and a slightly larger increase for metered rates outside the city. I'm proposing that there would be no increase for our flat rate customers in the city, which mostly one family, two family houses. The golf fund is up slightly, proposing a slight changing in the staffing, where we would look to bring in one additional assistant pro for the summer. That would also take some pressure off some of the part-time cashiers and rangers that we hire, but it adds to the higher level of professionalism at the course. The course is in great shape. It's building on its regional reputation, looking to do some of the infrastructure repair there that we've talked about in the past, but looking also to put $25,000 more for repair and maintenance on the course going forward. And we're going to offer registration in the New York State Golf Association to our golfers, where they can put in their score. It automatically maintains it, calculates their handicap, and tells how good a golfer they are. I will not be participating in that, but we'll be making it available to everybody else there. And looking to continue the operation of the pro shop, which we've done this year. Started out a little bit slow, but I think it's been overall very successful. That's the quick down and dirty summary. I again look forward to working with the council in moving through the budget process and continuing to build on the good things that we have happening here in the city of Schenectady. And again, I cannot overemphasize the dealing with the problem properties, where they drive up our costs, they tax our resources, and if all that property was on the tax rolls, everybody was behaving themselves and acting in a responsible manner, we would be arguing of how much of a tax decrease we would be giving people. We're a few years away from that. We've got to continue to work down that path in a slow, methodical way, and it's the challenge I've given to the department heads. We're doing it, Again, not necessarily as fast as we would like, but we're eventually going to get there. So again, I thank you, look forward to working with you, and the staff's here for any quick questions for the media. And, we'll have the first budget hearing is tomorrow night. So everybody be dressed up and ready to go. Thank you.